Hi. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me okay?
Yep. I'm going to take my, unplug this. That way I can, there we go. How are you?
I'm doing okay. How are you doing?
Good, thanks. I was on early, but it was recording, so I just got off.
Right in here. Let's see.
Hi, Jack.
Wait a second. There we go. Can you hear me?
Yep. How are you?
Good, good. How are you?
Good, thanks. Is this your first time in this class?
It is.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's been almost 2 years since I've been with Keller Williams. I figure it's time I learned this.
Wow. 2 years already. That went by fast.
Well, about 1.5 years, but still.
Still, that went by fast.
Yeah.
Good. Awesome, awesome. Got some fun things to share today.
Somehow my volume got turned all the way down, so I can't hear you guys very well, but I'm trying to figure it out. Let's see.
My lip gloss on. I hate that's recording right now. You know I'm camera shy.
Buker. No.
Melissa, we got these just in time.
That. Oh, I've got those. I should probably take mine out. Let's see.
It's all right. I'll give you the numbers.
Volume. Maybe. Can you start talking again so I can see how loud it is?
Hello. How are you?
Changed it at all. Okay. Sorry.
Okay.
I can't figure out how to turn up the volume.
Are you doing it? Are you?
This is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna log off and then log back on.
But are you trying to do it because you've got another screen?
Yeah.
That's why.
Try to plug in the screen.
Remove your screen. Use your laptop.
Well, I did, but it didn't work.
Oh, so that's what I did. Did you click on your volume like on your keyboard?
No, I can't find my mouse either. Let's see. So my mouse wouldn't work because I unplugged it. Okay. So let's see. But if I turn my volume all the way up, how does that sound?
I can hear you fine.
Okay, that's perfect. Great. So what I need to do is set the volume and then plug back in. Okay. Here we go.
Because when I plug my monitor in, I think it comes from over there. Now I think there's a, no, okay, that's fine.
That loud beeping noise is the fire alarm system, which is.
Oh, you know, I thought I could, there's feedback when I'm talking
Oh, you hear feedback?
of me talking.
On your end? Okay.
No, it's fine now.
Okay.
We'll see.
Difficulties.
It doesn't really matter. Maybe I just talk that loud that I can actually hear myself from the hallway down in your office.
Well, I have
Come back this way. Where is everybody?
I don't know. Good question. Well, they've got 2 minutes to log on.
I know. I just like to be early, I guess. Hi, Walker. New people, yay. I would love you guys to put on your camera so I'm not talking to my, there we go. Hi.
How are you?
Good, how are you?
Good, thank you.
Good. Here comes Rick Murray. Rick, I want to see you.
Yes, dear. How are
There
you?
you
Hello,
are.
everybody. Hello, hello, hello.
How are you?
From KWQ. Good. Just finishing up a bunch of meetings and having a very productive day.
Awesome. Thanks for sending me that, your
You're
list.
welcome.
Thank you.
I know that Lisa's going to be coming in shortly, but
Perfect.
thanks for doing it. Hi, Zebby.
Zeb.
Don't ask him how he's doing.
Just stay on mute.
Yeah.
If you're not on camera, I would love for you to be on camera. Yeah, Shirley. All right. Well,
I'm
it's
gonna actually have
1:01.
lunch at the same time, so I'm not gonna be on camera.
Yes, you are. We'll watch you.
Hey, I'm
chew.
eating lunch.
Yeah.
I can tell.
Well, thank you everyone for joining me today. How we doing?
Good.
Fantastic.
Awesome, awesome. Feel free to ask questions as we go through. What we're going to talk about today is, passive income, different ways that you can receive passive income. And then we're going to talk about profit share and what we offer here at Keller Williams. Okay. I also have some stats. I'm going to show you our stats from actually Rick and my, our profit share trees. So you can see over the years, how much money we've received from profit share. So you can see that it is really
It's real.
money, real money in real bank account that we really spend. Right, Rick?
Yeah, it's all gone. Spent it all. No, not quite.
Wait till I tell them how much money you've had. You're saying it's all
I know.
gone.
I know.
Okay. All right. So what, besides profit share, what are different ways that you can receive passive income? What is passive income? Let's start there.
Money you receive from doing nothing.
Yes, exactly. Yep, money that you receive from not doing anything actively. Okay. So what are the different types? What could you do?
Buy investment property.
Buy an investment property. Awesome. Okay. And what does it take to buy an investment property?
Money.
Money. Yep.
Money down.
Risk.
Money down. Yep. What else?
Patience.
Patience. Yep.
Tolerance, thick skin.
There you go.
Updates, tenants.
You have tenants to deal with, so there's a risk, right? If you make a bad investment, right? There's some risk there, right? You have to deal with the
There is.
maintenance. You have to have good credit or you can't get it in the first place, right?
Yep.
So it's going to take some money. Okay. What are other ways?
No profit share.
Begins with
Stocks.
an S.
Yep, stocks, bonds,
Stocks.
financial.
Stocks and annuities, 401s,
What does that take?
more money.
More money. Exactly. More money. Okay. And what's the risk level there?
You don't have control of it.
You don't have control, right? And depending if you're doing it yourself, if the market tanks, right? That can
Right.
affect you.
Right?
Okay. Anything else?
It takes a while to get that money to put down towards it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, interest on savings,
Oh, interest on savings. That's a huge amount of money, right?
Yeah, I mean, if you had 10 million, you might be able to live off that.
You make it $1 in the next 10 years, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And then of course there's other ways, doing videos and selling them or writing a book and selling that, right? Doing that kind of stuff. All right. Then we've got profit share. Okay. How much money does it cost you to be involved in the profit share system at Keller Williams?
None.
$0.
Yeah.
What's the risk level? 0, no risk. Pretty amazing, right?
Yeah.
Right? So today we're going to talk about profit share because it's faster. It doesn't cost you any money. There's no risk, no headaches, right? You don't have to do anything except make an introduction, right? Awesome. All right. So I know we're how many people on the call right now receive profit share? Raise your hand. Melissa?
I don't anymore. My downline left. Yeah.
That's gonna change.
Yeah, we got to fix that. Okay.
Getting
All
my
right.
paperwork ready to go.
There you go. Awesome. All right. So I'm going to share my screen here with you. I got a lot of stuff here. Let me see which one's, aha, right one. Okay. So profit share. Okay. So here we go. So profit share blueprint. So think profit share and create a plan. Build real relationships. We're going to talk about, find your validity, discover what they value, and begin building your profit share. So those are the things that we're going to talk about today. Okay. Passive income. Again, we just talked about this, money that you receive without doing anything actively to earn it. Okay. So with the profit share, you're making an introduction. We're not recruiting, by the way, right? We're not recruiting. We're making an introduction to a team leader.
That's huge.
And then after that, it's going to be up to the team leader to talk to them about Keller Williams, and hopefully they join, and you can grow your profit share that way. Okay. Now I do, for those of you who want to get to be in the beginner class of this, because this really isn't necessarily the beginner class, it's just kind of like an overview here. I do have another slideshow that shows actually how you receive it, what the breakdown is, and all of that. So if that's something that you guys are interested, I'm happy to do a class on that as well. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So what is profit share to me? So profit share is a way of changing lives and making a difference for people in an industry and getting paid passively for it. Okay. In turn, this changes my life and becomes the legacy for my family. So for those of you who have received profit share, how has it changed your family, your life? How has it affected you? Rick?
I mean, in many ways, it's helped me out when times were lean, and all of a sudden you get money show up, and when times are not lean, you can, save it and do things with it and invest it. It's helped me pay for some of my kids' tuition. So it all depends. I've been receiving profit share since 2006, I believe. Yeah. 2006. So it just, I don't know. I wish I didn't touch it, because you'll hear why at the end. But the fact that I could touch it is amazing. That's kind of what the gift is. You're given a gift every month called passive income, and sometimes it's incredibly high, and sometimes it's not. But it doesn't matter. A free dollar is a free dollar.
Mm-hmm. Right. Melissa, how's it affected you?
Well, given that my passive stream is not from profit share, but as an investor, as Rick said, when times are lean, all of a sudden, poof, you have this infusion of cash that shows up, whether it's a small amount or a large amount, and I haven't touched it. And granted, I haven't been collecting anywhere near as long as Rick has, but it's a nice hefty amount that I couldn't duplicate annually, certainly. Mm-hmm. It's compounded over time. And I have mine invested in, a higher risk. It's all growth for me because I'm looking at it to supplement my retirement. I'm lucky enough to live a long enough life to be retired at some point. It's a wonderful thing, especially when it comes to you as a reward for an investment that you made in this company that we work for.
Right. So with the profit share, the way that it works, and I'm sure you probably already heard this when you were talking to your team leader before you joined, but just to recap, what happens is when when you talk to an agent about Keller Williams, whether it be in Braintree, Norwell, Connecticut, Florida, Texas, wherever in the world, Jamaica, there you go,
All over the
China,
world.
wherever. And you influence that agent, and they write you down as a sponsor because you're the most influential person. Now we never ask someone to write our names down. Okay, that's not how it works. We have conversations with people. We tell them the value, what Keller Williams has to offer and how it can benefit them. And then you make that introduction to a team leader. After
Hey,
that, it's up
Hey,
to the
Kristen,
team. Yeah.
I'm sorry to interrupt, but it might be helpful to, especially the newer agents who just joined, I'm sure they had to fill out a sponsorship form.
Mhm.
And the first sentence on that form is kind of says it all, doesn't it?
Mhm.
Who was the person who was the most influential that caused you to join Keller Williams?
Mhm.
Could be anybody, but you
Could
should
be
answer that honestly.
Mhm.
And that's really, and so to be on the other side of that, you should be mindful of that statement because it's got to be authentic. You do not want to be asking people to join KW for the reason of being a sponsor. It's every other reason except that.
Correct. Yep. Because sometimes you're not going to be the sponsor for somebody that you talk to. They may have already talked to somebody at Keller Williams. It could be in a different office. They could have been, talking to someone for years, and then you co-broked with them, and then they decided, yeah, okay, I'm going to join. It doesn't mean that you're most influential. However, the fact that they joined is still going to benefit you, and this is why.
Can I give you an example? It
Yes.
just happened, and I wish he was on the call today, but I don't see him. His first name is John. John inquired over the summer to my partner, Lisa, via email. Hey, I want to learn about KW. Can you give me a call? And we were on vacation. So Lisa had that initial conversation and dialogue. And then he came in the office and he met with both of us. And ultimately, when he joined, he put my name down. And I actually approached him and the TL. And I thought Lisa was more deserving of that sponsorship. And so I explained it to him and he said, yeah, you know what? You're actually right. Yeah, that's so, it's not about putting people in your downline. It's about helping people's careers grow. I knew he was going to join for the right reasons. And if you asked him today, I think he'd be very, very happy. He's being mentored and he's learning, and I think he's happy where he is. So that's really what it's all about. But I was able to, and I wanted Lisa to get that credit because she was the initial point of contact. So, and we were both in the room together during that meeting. So really, I think what Kristen's trying to say, I don't want to hijack this Zoom call, but it's really about doing the right thing is what it boils down to.
Right.
Integrity.
Absolutely. Yep. So, in that case, how is it going to help Rick? It's going to actually bringing that person on helps everybody in the profit share system. Okay. So this person, John, is not in my line. Okay. It's a separate line. So I'm not receiving any profit share from John. However, when he has a closing, okay, it contributes to what we take in for the month. Okay. And then that profit share is split between everyone that receives profit share. Because he had a closing and he's increased the profit of the office, the people that are in my tree, I end up getting a little bit more from them than I normally would have got if he wasn't there. So it benefits everyone. It benefits the market center. It benefits anyone that's in his tree. It benefits his sponsor. Anyone else in the company that receives it, it benefits the owners. So it's a win-win for everyone. So you always want to think of, at the end of the day, it's about bringing people on and showing them our culture, not necessarily about your profit share. Okay. Is it great? Yes. I'm going to show you what Rick and I have made over the years. It's fantastic. However, that doesn't drive me, and I don't want to speak for Rick, but I'm going to. It doesn't necessarily drive him either to say, well, I'm just going to bring this person on or talk to this person about Keller Williams because I want money in my profit share tree. Okay. If you come from that angle, I call it profit share breath. No one's going to join in that case. Okay. You really want to make sure that these people that you're talking to are people that we actually want here, that will be in culture, that have good reputations. Okay. We're not hiring everybody here just because you made an introduction. Okay. It's up to the team leader if that he or she feels that they're the right fit for our company. So also understand that. Okay. You may refer somebody and the office may choose not to hire them, and that's okay. And there's reasons for it. And if you want to know, you can talk to the team leader about it. But again, don't let that discourage you. Okay. Same with if you were talking to an agent and they wrote someone else's name down. In Rick's case, for instance, like they named Lisa, even though this is kind of a different situation, but whatever. If they name somebody else, it's okay.
Yeah.
All right. It's just like going on a listing appointment and not getting it. You're not going to never go on a listing appointment again. Right?
Yeah, only you still win. I mean, the
Right.
goal is to have, think about it this way, guys. If you worked for Banana Realty and you loved it at Banana Realty, and someone else that you co-broked with was struggling where they are, you would introduce them to join Banana Realty because you loved it.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Right.
at this company, because of the profit share system, you get rewarded financially when that happens. It should be very natural like that.
Exactly. Yep. Okay. All right. What is profit share not? So it's not a get rich quick scheme. Okay. It's not the Amway of real estate. It doesn't have to take away from your real estate business. This is something completely different than your real estate business. Okay. It doesn't only work for the people who came into KW first. So just because Rick was here before any of us, Rick and Melissa were here before, who are on the call right now, doesn't mean we can't catch up to them or make more in profit share than they are just because they were here first. So never think of it in that case like, well, I only joined a year ago, so I'm never going to get to that point. That's just not true. You don't personally have to recruit thousands of people to make any money, okay? Because there's different levels. If you all remember, there's 7 levels. So just because you bring on, let's say, one person, that person also has the opportunity to grow their profit share and so on and so on. So it's not like you have to do all of the recruiting, but we're not recruiting, remember?
Mhm.
Okay. Why profit share? So it's how Keller Williams makes their associate partners in the growth of the company, okay? Supports the company belief that agent is the stakeholder in the business with the company. So anyone that receives profit share at Keller Williams, we're all stakeholders in the company, okay? Because we're receiving profits from the company. What other real estate company actually takes their profits and shares it back with the agents who have helped grow the company? Zero.
Well,
Some
can I
people are
add to that?
trying. Yeah, sure.
There are other companies that have tried to imitate this, and some other companies do sharing of revenue.
Mm-hmm.
This is literally, it's called profit share because it's off of the profit. It's a portion of the owner's profit every month.
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of a big deal. So, if you see one of your associates leaving the lights on all night and, doing something wasteful that's going to affect profit,
Mm-hmm.
you're a stakeholder. You should speak up because every, profit matters is one of the things they say, right? So I just want to be clear on that this money is coming from the owner profit and not on earned commission or revenue.
Right.
Yeah, and I think that's important to know. It doesn't come out of your commission if you
Right.
feel like, I think that's what people might think.
So all the owners in real estate companies, right? So they take in, they take in their money for the month, right? They pay their expenses and whatever's left is profit, right? And the owners keep the profit, right? Like in
As they
any other
should.
company.
Yep.
Okay, as they should. They took the risk. But at Keller Williams, our owners actually share back almost half of that money back to the agents. They don't even keep all of it.
That's the model.
That's like that's a really special thing here. And like Rick said, I mean, you can ask Bill. Bill, come off of mute there. Did I text you a picture the other night? Bill
Stone.
Bill Stone. I can't hear you.
I can hear him through the wall.
Can you?
Hi, Val.
Bill, can you hear me? All right. We can't hear him. But anyways, so I was leaving a week or two ago, probably 2 weeks ago now, and his lamp was on in his office. And I flipped out. So I took a picture of it and I texted it to him, and I went in and I shut his lamp off because it's using up the profit share of the office. So shut the lights out. That drives me insane.
Answer.
Huh?
That's why he wasn't listening.
That's why he's on mute. No. But I mean, you'll see, I always go around and shut off people's lights. I don't know. I always do it. Like, not that it's going to take this. I said I was sorry. I know, Bill. I know you were sorry. So just funny that, Rick mentioned that. Okay. So let's go back here. So the real estate dilemma. So I was in a class about profit share, and it was from Linda McKissick, who is like the top profit share in this company. They make like millions, her and her husband, like millions of dollars a year in profit share. And she said this in a class, and I was like, wow, that's true. So the day you pick up your last for sale sign is the last dollar you'll ever make in real estate. So think about that for a second, okay? You're doing your real estate business, you're closing deals, you're getting real estate checks. But as soon as you stop selling real estate, you're like, hey, I don't want to do this anymore, I want to retire, the income stops. Right? So then what? Then what do? You don't want to work anymore. So this is why profit share is so important, because profit share, it's willable twice. So you'll literally have it for the rest of your life.
If
And
you're
that can
here, how long?
supplement- What's that?
How long do you have to be here to be vested?
It's 7 years and 1 day now. They changed it. 7, right?
I'm
Yes.
pretty sure. That's
Yeah.
why I was asking. I know they changed it. I just wasn't clear
Yeah.
on. It
Yeah.
used to be 3 years.
It used to be 3 years and 1 day, but now it's 7.
It's 7.
Yeah.
You're right.
All right. The wealth test. Blah. The wealth test. If the financial resources of your real estate business went away at the stroke of midnight, would you have enough passive income to sustain your current lifestyle? Would you?
No.
Do you have enough money right now that you could retire and not have to worry about getting those commission checks?
No.
No. Okay. That's why this is so important, is to really, start focusing on this now. We have a beautiful new office. Okay. We offer so much at this company that and at the end of the day, like I said, the profit share and the money is awesome. Don't get me wrong, but it really needs to be about how you're helping people in their business and helping their families. Okay. And for those of you who have been here long enough, you've heard me say this before, when I see people, when people come on because I influence them to come on and they do really well in this business, that makes me happy.
Mm-hmm.
It's such a great feeling to be like, oh my God, thank you so much. I was at this company and, I thought it was great, but it really wasn't anywhere near what it is here. And, they've made more money. They've saved more money. They've gone on vacations, things that they never could do before they came here. That's why I do it. You know what I mean? It's not about the money. Okay. All right. Definition of a wealthy person: when your passive income exceeds the income necessary to fund your lifestyle and provide you freedom of your time and money so that you can do what is important to you. Right? Do what I want when I want. All right. The $1 million recruiting formula. So again, I got this from Linda McKissick as well. So the formula is relationships plus validity plus value over time. Okay. What does that mean? Let's break it down here. So your relationships. So most agents believe that their relationships with buyers and sellers are more important and more valuable than relationships with agents on the other side. That's not true. Okay. Think about this. Not only is it important to have relationships with other agents for the sake of getting to know them, seeing if they would be a good fit here, also for your business. you know, especially when there's multiple offer situations, you know, to have good relationships with other co-brokes so that your transaction, your client's offer is getting accepted. Again, that's helping you in your business too. So again, look at, you want to have good relationships with your buyers and sellers, but you also want to have relationships with co-brokes. If you were to retire tomorrow, you would be considered vested retired in our system, which means you can receive profit share for the rest of your life. So even if you were 70 years old and on a beach somewhere and you talk to somebody who was in real estate, you could still refer them to a Keller Williams anywhere and they can still name you as their sponsor. Right? Right, Rick?
100%.
Right? Okay. Validity is the ability to get people to know, like, and trust you enough to open the doors to a relationship. Okay. It can come from accomplishments, knowledge, language, experience. Okay. And it doesn't have to necessarily be about you, but it can be about the company's, you know, validity, you know, what we offer to the agents, the classes, the culture, the technology, the cap, the profit share, the events that we have, all those things contribute to that. And then the value. Okay. What is the value to them? There's a little Zig Ziglar quote there. You can have everything in your life you want if you will just help enough other people get what they want. So again, it boils down to do it for them and you'll receive it. Make sense? Awesome. Okay. I keep bouncing back and forth because I hate to just like, you guys are all on this side and I don't want to just keep looking at myself. All right, and then time. If you'll build deep relationships, have validity, and provide value over time, you will recruit great agents. So the way people feel love is time. So don't feel like just because you've talked to them once, that they're going to obviously come. I mean, I've talked to agents for years. Where did Bernice go? Bernice. Hi, Bernice.
Hi.
How long did I talk to you before you joined?
A year and a month.
Yep. Yep. Not because she didn't want to come right away. She kind of had no choice. But that's what happens sometimes. You know, certain agents can't come when they want to because of, you know, agreements they have with other companies. Or, you know, there's other people that I've talked to for years, and then they finally come. So, you know, don't think that you're gonna have one conversation, they're gonna come and everything's great. It doesn't work that way.
And there's
Okay.
other people that I continue to be in dialogue with. I've been in dialogue for maybe 14 years and they still haven't joined, and that's okay. I enjoy doing co-brokes with them. We talk about each other's companies, talk about our dreams. We forward each other, you know, but honestly, it's okay. It reminded me of, I was with Century 21 in the beginning part of my career. And then I switched. I went to a local independent because I did a co-broke with a guy from that local independent, and it was such a great co-broke. And he was just the easiest guy to get along with. And I just wanted to be a part of that.
Mm-hmm.
So I actually called them up, said, hey, what's it like over there? You know, so all this class is about, guys, for all you people that are new. I'd like to get to meet Walter and Kelly and Carol and Shirley. I met Teresa. You know, all this is really about is understanding why you're here. And if you're out in the field doing a co-broke and you think that person could benefit from what this company offers, have a quick dialogue about, hey, would you be open to joining? Let me have my TL call you. And that's really all it boils down to. And if you can come from a place of validity, like that other woman said there, McKissick, Linda, it's true. You can't really fake that. And that's kind of what happened to me back in when me and Zeb and Melissa, a bunch of the people that really launched this thing, we were all very, very passionate about it. And we were just telling the world, we just let everybody know. And it became a major attraction. And it's even more of an attraction now.
Mhm.
And just one more quick thing before I forget, Kristin, to tap onto your point, it's not too late. I don't want the new people that have joined this company to feel like, yeah, but I'm new. These guys, been there forever. There was a gentleman that joined this company. He's no longer here. He spent about 2 years here, but he took me out for lunch and asked me, he was so curious and intentional about profit share. And there was 1 month during his time here where he was on the top 3 earners in profit share that month. And he was only with the company 6 months. So it's proof positive that with some intention and validity, and if you understand why you're here and you understand the whole profit share model, and you get intentional about sharing it with the right people, amazing things can happen. If you just keep doing that, good
Right.
things are going to happen.
And you really have to think about like why you're here and what you really love about this company.
Yeah.
Because, and think about it like this, these are the things that I love about it. And these are the things I want to share with other people. And you really have to listen to other people too, and see if it's something that, we could help them with. I will tell you, any objection you have or any issue that any real estate agent has, no matter what it is, there's only one thing that we don't do that we can't help them with. What is it?
Uptime.
You got it. We don't do uptime here. Okay. And I actually had someone and she had said to me, well, I don't have uptime. I said, okay, well, first of all, how much business are you really getting from that? And she got some decent things. And I said, fine, come in on the weekends and answer the phones. You can do that. She never did. She never had to. And she doubled her business her first year.
Yeah.
Probably maybe a little more. So, and I don't even know if people even talk about that anymore, but anything that they have issues with, or they need help with their business, we can help them here. We have a class for it. Several classes. All right. So I'm going to show you my profit share first, because if I show you mine after Rick's, it's going to be like wah wah. So I'm going to show you mine first. Okay. I mean, all right. So, oops. You can't see that, can you? No. Hold on. KB. All right. Okay. So this is my profit share statement. You can actually get this online. Okay. When you're like in your reports. So it will tell you here, it will break down what level you have and how many people you have in each level. Okay. So I currently have 53 people in my tree. We call it a tree, not a downline. Okay. You'll hear downline. I think it just sounds terrible. So use tree. I had 54 last month. And 12 months ago, I had 61. So I lost 8. So right now I have 53. Okay. And it will break down per level over here. Okay. Each level in each month, September, last month, year to date, how much money I've received from each level. Okay. Then down here, it will tell me. So I joined in 09. And I started receiving profit. I joined, my anniversary is August of 09. I started receiving profit share 2010 in May. That's from Nicole Condon. That's when her anniversary is. She joined in April, and that's what I got the next month, because I did a co-broke with her and she kept asking me about Keller Williams, and she joined, and that's how I started. So you'll see here all of the money I've made since September. Okay, so October isn't in here yet. Lifetime, I have made $108,558.39. Don't forget the 39 cents.
I know.
Now, thank you. Due to COVID and other things, my profit share this year is lower than it should have been. My intention for this year, or mathematically, I should have been in the 100% club this year by the end of the year. I'm not going to hit it this year, but I will next year. Rick, what is the 100% club?
It's when your profit share meets or exceeds the amount of money you pay to the market center in a given year. So your cap, basically.
Exactly. Yep. So our cap's 24,000. So I missed it by a couple thousand last year. But again, next year, if I make $24,000 in profit share or more, I'm considered in the 100% club. So if you look at what I have coming in with profit share, what I have coming in with, you know, my transactions and, you know, you're looking at it by the end of the year, I'm essentially at 100% for every transaction I do, right? If the profit share is covering my cap. Does that make sense? Okay. Now Rick's been in the 100% club for a while. All right, let me show you his. Dun, dun, dun. Rick Murray, here we go. Oops, I keep doing that. I keep not sharing. All right. All right, so Rick has, I'll save you from having to add that up. He has 330 people in his tree. I wish I could see all your faces right now, but I can only see a couple of you. 330, okay? So you'll see here, so he started in 2006, he got $2,600. The following year, he got $9,300, then 63, then 10. So see how it just keeps changing? So in 2014, he ended up being in the 100% club because see, he earned 24,336. Okay. In the last couple of years, he's been over 40,000 in profit share.
You're welcome.
You're welcome. Yes, Rick, you're welcome. Me, Bill, Lisa, who else is in his tree? Melissa? Yeah, okay. So that's huge numbers, okay? So lifetime, do you want me to say it or do you want to tell them, Rick?
You tell him, please.
$327,849.40.
Where is it?
Where is that money? Now, can you imagine if you took that money and invested it,
Yeah.
Right?
bought an investment property, done something with that money? Okay, now you can take your profit share, which is free money, and then make more money off of the free money. Right?
So if you look back
Amazing.
on my my tree chart, there's the biggest month I ever got was actually in this year. And you talk about COVID.
Oh,
well,
August,
August,
7,600.
I received 76.65 and 27 cents, which exceeded, if you look down July of 2018, was exceeded it by $150 or something, not even less than that. But still, we just got to keep growing and run. You know, I look at this as I'm a partner here because I get to share in the profits, and everybody that's on this call can have the exact same thing with a little intention.
I think you should also see how many people are in his first line, because it's not as many as you think.
Yeah, go back and show them that.
12.
12.
I
Only
got 12 people that I was their main, that they wrote down as Rick Murray was their sponsor in the first, you know.
So that, to
Everyone
me,
else
that,
helped me build
that
this.
really makes a big, impact, and you don't have to get 300 people. It's just 12. And some of them are from all
All
different
over New
places.
England, basically, all over New England.
Yeah, his fourth line has 82 people.
Wow.
So if you look over here, he made, in his fourth line, he made 3,200 year to date on the fourth line. And he's made 4,200 on the sixth line, which has 52 people.
Yeah, so I mean, I like how they break it down so you can really see that it's real, but don't get overwhelmed with it. Just think about some agents that you might know, and they don't even have to be agents. They could be people that want to get into the real estate business, but
I can say one thing. Can I say one thing?
Please.
I always remember I was worked somewhere else before here, a small little independent, and I've only received one card from a co-broke, and it was from Steve. It was from
Zabosky.
Steve Zabosky.
Yeah.
He's the only one. And I thought when I came to Keller Williams, I'm like, who's that guy? You know, I was wondering, who is he? He's the only one that sent a thank you card. He also, we were at the closing, and I think my son was, he was at Mass Maritime or something, and he said, you go, I got this. And I was like, this is the nicest guy. I mean, then I got to know you, but I was like, he's so nice. He told me you could go. He took it over at the closing, and then he sent me a thank you card. I was like blown away. So it makes an impact. So you guys should do that.
So the point is, be a good co-broke, and you will attract people.
But she's not in my downline.
No.
But you can't be upset about that.
You
I'm not
can't.
upset.
But if you just focus, let's say you don't even have any sales yet. I mean, there are people in the organization of Keller Williams that have stopped selling and focused on building their downline, and they make 6 figures doing that.
Mhm.
I would just try to think of somebody that you know who's either a licensed realtor now or wants to become one, and set some intention. Maybe set 1 hour a week to pick up the phone and have some dialogue with those people about the possibility of joining, checking out KW. And then Alicia Lowe, she'll do the dirty work. She'll explain everything. If you just do that, if they join, they're probably gonna put you down. Just get into a relationship with these people. And not everybody is a good match here. There are a lot of people that we've co-broke with. I don't think they'll see the value. And
It's the easiest thing at the end of the year to do as well. Like at the end of the year, you can pick up the phone and call anyone you did a deal with, or even you just met them. You maybe put an offer in, it didn't get accepted, just to pick up that phone and call people at the end of the year, or send them a note and say, hey, how was your year? It's something easy to do, I think, at the end of the year.
Just to back that up, we just went through, we had a meeting this morning, and we're going through our pipeline, the buyers and sellers, who are we going to be needing to follow up with. We also did that with realtors. We have a realtor pipeline of who we're going to be following up with, who would be awesome here, who would love it here. And we're going to get into dialogue and follow up with those people as well. Because if you just continue to do that like you're doing your regular job, which is hunting for buyers and sellers, right? So you can earn a commission. I don't want to use the word hunting, but if you are intentional about cultivating relationships with other realtors, you will also be rewarded financially. And this financial reward is long-term. It's not a commission.
And we can put some of those on the script class too. If anybody wants to do those on the script class, we can
Please
do those.
attend Lisa's script class every Monday and Wednesday.
We'll have those on there too. We got a great one the other day, a nice script, didn't we, Kristin, on Friday?
Yeah, I have it. Actually, I'll show them here. So as Rick said, there's actually a gentleman in our company who doesn't sell real estate at all, and he makes all his money from profit share. His name's Aaron Kaufman. He also has a group on Facebook called, what's it called?
Oh my God.
Profit.
Aaron Kaufman, profit share. I don't even know.
Oh my God.
Where's that?
Phil, what is it?
I don't know, but he's buying a big island in the Caribbean, right?
He is, yeah. So I'll look and see what it is. I forget the exact name of it. I want to make sure because there's so many other groups out there. But he's actually coming on Zoom to our office on Tuesday the 17th at 10 o'clock. So you'll get a link from Lindsay to sign up for it.
Cool.
So you should definitely be on that call. He talks about profit share and what he does, okay? But remember, this isn't recruiting, okay? It's very important that you are a good co-broke for people, because if you're not a good co-broke, people are not gonna wanna come work with you, okay? You can go to open houses, broker tours, if they even do that anymore, and meet agents too, even if you don't have anything going on right now. Rick, tell us about when you made that phone call about the sign call in Quincy. After you finish chewing, sorry.
Thank you. No,
Rick didn't even know this woman.
I never met this realtor, but I kept driving by her for sale sign. She was with a local independent. And I'm like, wow, she's in production. We're moving to Quincy. We're trying to get some great agents to join us when we open up the Quincy office. And the only point of difference is I got a little intentional and I picked up the phone. And, let's just say her name was Mary. Hey, Mary, this is Rick from Keller Williams. I keep driving by your signs. I see you're in production. That's awesome. How are you finding the market? You having any challenges? Did you know we're opening off an office in Quincy? listen, we'd love to partner up with some great agents like yourself. Would it be okay if my team leader gave you a call? It was a 2-minute conversation.
And did she join?
Yeah.
Mhm. And Rick, I'd never met her before. So come from contribution, be sincere about it.
I was very sincere about it. And I was curious about it. I'm like, who is this girl?
Mhm.
You know, she's out there. I mean, I've been doing this 30 years, and anytime I see somebody getting into production and bringing up their game, I want to know who they are. I'm curious.
Yep.
What are they doing that I'm not?
Right.
So, but it's very sincere and very intentional, and authentic. So that's all it is, guys. It's a conversation.
Now, the ALC is going to be having a growth committee. We don't know who the chair is yet, because we have to fight over it. No, I'm kidding. So we don't know who the chair is, but we will be having a growth committee. So if it's something that you're interested in and you want to be a part of, I am sure the chair person would love to have you on that committee. So we'll be announcing different committees coming up next month that the ALC will be heading up. So, please be part of the culture of the office, because the only way that you can really talk to agents about how great it is here is if you actually plug into what we offer. If you're not coming to the office, if you're not, on the Zoom calls, if you're not at the team meetings, like if you're not being part of this or taking the classes, then you're not going to really get the whole picture of what we have to offer here. And if you don't, how can you really think, how can you talk to someone else about that if you're not plugging in yourself?
Right.
And we always find the people that plug in do more business than the people that don't. So,
100%.
keep that in mind. I do have some things to show you as well, but do you have any questions? Because I want to make sure I answer any of your questions before we run out of time.
Yeah. Anyone have any limiting beliefs out there about profit
Okay,
share?
so what if I was an agent who has not had any business yet?
Doesn't
As
matter.
far as profit share,
Yep. What would
Yep.
you say?
what would I say? I would say, like I said earlier, you could go to open houses and meet people. Broker opens if they have them. You can go to the realtor events, which again, I know we're not face to face, we're on Zoom and stuff, but you can still go on these Zoom calls. And if people are talking, let's say Jack was talking about something and at the South Shore board meeting or whatever, and I hang up and say, wow, I really liked what he had to say. I think he sounds very intelligent, blah, 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 whatever. I could give him a call afterwards and say, hey, I was on the Zoom class with you here, on such and such, and then have a conversation with him. Find out about his company, how long he's been in business. It's all about asking questions.
What about inviting them to like the mastermind?
Yep, you can invite people to our classes. They're open to everyone. Okay, so if you are talking to people, feel free to invite them. Now, I caution you, if you're just meeting people and saying, oh, you should come to this listing class, you should come to this buyer class, don't assume that they want to come to class, but don't assume that they need help with something, even though we can all learn something no matter what class we take. Really find out what they need, where their gap is in their business. So you could say, oh, I see you do a lot of buyer transactions. Do you like working with buyers? They may say to you, yeah, they're okay, but I really would rather do more listings, but I just can't get more listings. So now what do? Do you offer them to come to a listing class or a buyer class? Listing class, okay? So sometimes people just think, oh, you got to come to this, you got to come to that, but not really caring about what's best for that agent. So you want to make sure that you're offering them something that we have to offer that can actually help them in their business. Okay. I mean, Nate Jenkins, he's not on here, but he came to Bold before he joined. 8 weeks of Bold. He came to team meetings. He came to classes. I don't remember how long it took him to come to, but it wasn't immediate either. But now he's here. So, take your time with it, and, like I said, like Lisa said, invite them to classes, get in relationships with people.
So are you asking as a new agent at another company or a new agent here?
Here, like, why would somebody, I was just wondering what kind of tips you could give a new agent who says, I haven't really been in production, but I would love to invite somebody to come here because they'd probably be a great fit. How would they do that?
Yeah. I mean, think about it. think about friends, family. Do you know anybody that would be good in the real estate business? And they don't have to even live around here. You know, I've had 2 clients of mine who have sold their house actually join here after the fact.
Me too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And they were just clients. And again, you may have cousins, friends, who knows? You might have a sibling that has a friend. You know, kind of think about the people that you know and who you think may be good in this job. But don't go around and tell everyone, oh, you should be in real estate. It's great. Here's my card, because it's not for everybody.
Well, the one question I would suggest that you ask yourself, if you're on this call and, you know, why did you join Keller Williams? Like, really think about that.
Mhm.
And I've always said to people, I wouldn't recommend that you join just for the profit share, although some people have, and that's fine too.
Mhm.
But that's not why I joined. That was like icing on the cake. You know, the culture drew me, and I felt alignment with the mission and the vision and the value and the belief.
Mhm.
So figure out and understand why you joined this company and use that as your springboard to maybe getting into dialogue with other people. And like Kristin, what you said is perfect. Just ask them, hey, what kind of challenges are you having this year with COVID? They'll tell you what their challenges are, and I'll guarantee you there's a class here to help them with that area.
And you know what? Ask them, oh, you work at Banana Realty? Wow. How long have you been at Banana Realty? Do you love it? You know, what do you get out of it? You know, what's the benefit? Like, how is it over there? Most of the time, people they'll say one thing that, oh, I like the people. And then they'll tell you all the bad stuff.
You know, when I was
Right? Don't they always do that?
When I was at TL, I learned a script. You know, I would talk to realtors and they'd say, oh, you know what? I'm not going anywhere. I'm happy where I am. And I'd just basically say, oh, that's fine. If you weren't happy, you would have left your company already. In fact, we're only looking for happy people. Like, I'm not trying to find unhappy people.
Mhm.
So
Right.
if you're happy, then you need to talk to us over here.
Right. Just so you got, for those of you who don't know, Rick and I are both past team leaders in this office. So if you have questions or need scripts or have any questions, definitely let us know.
Yeah,
as
feel
well.
free to reach out to us anytime. My email is rnl@kw.com. Kristin, you want to say yours?
It's my name at KW.
Yeah.
Kristin, 2 eyes. Kristin
But we're-
Buker.
Easily accessible. I'm sure you guys are probably
10
gonna
or 10.
have after this call.
10, Steve, 10.
Right.
Sorry, Rick. He's got me wrong in his phone. It drives me crazy. And he won't.
Oh.
That's okay. I have his baby picture. I'll send out to you guys afterwards.
That's, I took it too far. I wasn't thinking, I didn't get the 5-second rule. I forgot. Hey, just so people, even people that are head of Fortune 500 companies get recruited and questions asked, even though we don't use the word recruited, and they go to those meetings. They'll go to those meetings, whether they're going to be working for that company or not, or whether they want to leave. They'll go just to find out what the other company is offering and what they do.
Mhm.
So it doesn't hurt to have somebody come over just to learn what we're about.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean they're going to stay, but they could come back 6-7 months later because it's now the seed's been planted
It's a good point.
for a good agent. These are for good agents.
And
You
oh,
don't
by
want
the way,
trouble agents.
by the way, we have this amazing new world-class office space just opened up in Weymouth Landing in Braintree. So, my goodness, invite everyone over. They have, if you have
Give
to,
them a tour.
if you have to pick up a check or they have to grab a check from you, have them come in the office and take a power walk.
Melissa did that.
Yeah, a lot of those things can go a long way. But if
Yeah.
you just take some of take some of this advice and be a little intentional, you can find yourself on this call next year saying, oh my God, I earned, $10,000 in profit share. You don't have to have long tenure in the company. You can get right in it and right at it if you're intentional.
Mhm. Any questions? Okay, so what I'm going to do is I have that's not what I
We
want.
sign in for this somewhere?
Can you see my screen right now? Can you
Yeah.
see that focus on 15?
Yes.
All right, I'm going to email this out. So if you have anybody that you're interested in and you want Alicia or to talk to them or any other a team leader, depending on where you know someone from, you can actually just fill this out if you want and send it right over to her, okay? And there's a script right here that you can use. Now, if you don't like the word, I love doing transactions with you, Bill Stone, then don't say I love doing transactions, but this will give you a general idea. So the script is, I love doing transaction with you. You are awesome. I told my team leader just the other day how great you are. She'll be calling you to thank you for the way you do business. Will you promise me you'll take her call? Okay. Very simple. Or, hey, I really enjoyed working with you on this transaction. I know we had some rough patches there, but I really appreciate it. I talked to Alicia, who's my team leader, about the situation, and I told her how great you are, and she'd like to give you a call to thank you. Is that okay? Would you take her call? Make it like very nonchalant, non-threatening. Okay. You don't want people to think that you're trying to recruit them. And if they say, what is she trying to try to recruit me? Say, no, she's not going to try to recruit you. She's just going to call you to thank you. And make sure you tell Alicia she said that too, because the conversation is going to be different. Okay. Okay. When people used to say that to me, like about, me trying to recruit them, I'm like, I can't recruit anyone. I can't even tell my kids to clean their room. I'm certainly not going to make you come join your company, in my company, I mean, either you want to come or you don't, it's either going to benefit you or it's not. So you got to let them self-discover that this is the place that they want to be at. Okay. And then the other thing I'm going to show you here is this profit share calculator. And I'm happy to do this for anybody if you'd like. So this is, and I put these numbers in based on our company dollar and our profit share. So if you have a goal of how much money you want to make in profit share, let's say it's $10,000 this year. 100,000. Okay, so $10,000, then you would need to refer to the team leader 20 capper referrals. So someone that's doing 3.5 million or over, or 40 half cappers, right? And then you'll get about 5 of them because the conversion rate's usually 1 per 4. So out of the 20 people that are in production, if 5 join, you should hit that 10,000. So could you make 10,000 in 1 year in profit share and make 10,000 really quickly? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So that spreadsheet I have is actually our actual numbers based on our cap and our profit share. So just so you know, in 2020 so far, not counting October because we're always a month behind, our office so far has shared $140,700 to agents who have helped grow Braintree Quincy. Last year, we shared $259,426.
Wow.
Did you get any of that?
That's pretty amazing.
That's a lot of money. Get your unfair share. Everyone in this company, whether you started today or in 07, you have the opportunity to be part of profit share, whether you do a transaction or not. So take advantage of what we offer here. It's another form of income. You should always have 5 streams of income, okay? And this should be one of them because it doesn't cost you any money. There's no risk, right? It's an introduction. And it's free. It's free money.
And I think a lot of people make changes at this time of the year too.
Yeah.
They're just not doing the business that they were. They don't go into the office as much as they used to. So they're in the middle of transition. Everybody makes a transition at the end of the year. They have, what's your New Year's resolution? Maybe you try a new brokerage, right? So they're kind of ready. They're ready for something that, if they see we continue to grow, even with COVID and everything else going on, I mean, it's a great time to call people.
And there's a lot of companies that with COVID, they just kind of like shut down, right? And weren't doing Zoom classes, or maybe they were doing them in March and then stopped in April or whatever. But they're not continuing up with the culture. So I'm sure there's a lot of agents out there that feel like, okay, like what's going on? And they probably have done less business this year than they have in the past, You know, whether it has anything to do with their company or not, it doesn't matter. That's just their perception of, you know, their business. So they may want a change of scenery and more opportunities to grow their business. So keep that in mind. Any questions? Did this make sense? Because I know sometimes I talk about stuff because I know in my head what it is, and then I I don't know if I'm articulating it across.
Very good,
Even
Kristin.
to the new people, but
You always remind me. I feel like I need that constant reminding.
yeah, you do. I mean, you get busy, right? And we talked about this at the ALC meeting on Friday. You have to be intentional with this, just like you have to be with your business. So if you truly do want to grow your passive income, again, coming from contribution, not about the money, but you have to still have some type of goal, right? You have to time block it. You have to be intentional. But if you just say, oh yeah, I want to make 10 grand and then go to lunch and never think about it again, you're not making 10 grand. Right? Now, you know, when I first started, I just talked to people and it was it. And then money just came in and I wasn't intentional about anything. I just talked to people.
Well, I think the message I'd like to get across to everyone here is, you know, your lead generation sources are not just buyers and sellers.
Mm-hmm.
They're fellow co-brokes, and you need to understand and respect those relationships. You know, just because they work for they're not the enemy. We need their cooperation. And if they're really good at cooperating, wouldn't you want to be in business with them? I would.
Mm-hmm.
And my God, let's go take some market share. I mean, what if we grow this firm from 170 agents now to 270 agents? There's more power for everybody in the firm.
Mm-hmm.
So power in numbers. So just try to be mindful of that when you're doing your daily production, and make some calls to a realtor, ask about the market, and you're going to see opportunities opening up for you.
You know, I'm glad you said that, Rick, because, you know, again, the more agents we have here, obviously the more profit we're going to have.
Right.
The more signs we're going to have, KW signs out in the market, the more that the consumer is going to know who we are. So it's going to help you get more listings and work with more buyers, because even though they see Rick and Lisa's sign, but they know me, they don't realize it's Rick and Lisa's sign because they know me, and they just say, oh, I see KW signs. It doesn't really matter whose sign it is. Okay. I mean, I've had people say to me at parties, oh, I saw your sign in Avon. I've never had a listing in Avon. Never. I don't know. I'm like, wasn't my sign? No, it was. I saw it. I'm like, it wasn't, but okay. I don't know whose it was. But again, if people associate you with the company, when they see those signs, they're automatically going to be thinking of you. So it helps everybody in the company do more business. Right?
No question.
Awesome. Well, thank you for coming. I hope you found this valuable and you learned something today. And if you have any questions, let me know. I will send out that 15, focus on 15. Mo Anderson says you should have 15 people in your first line as soon as possible. Okay. And if you have, like I said, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out. Okay.
Thank you.
Great job, Kristin. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.
Everybody, have a nice day.
Thanks, Teresa. I saw your message. Thank you.